Hello and welcome to episode 37 of the She.Must.Knit podcast. My name is Erin and thank you so much for spending some of your time with me today. I hope you guys had a great week. We have had a busy week. If you've been following along with my channel, you'll know that Avery and I have been doing some Vlogmas videos, which have been really fun, but they do take a little bit of time. So if you've been watching, thank you so much. And if you've been leaving little comments for Avery, thank you. She absolutely is just eating that up. She loves it. But yeah, so I've been doing that this week. I had a collection to work on this week. I've been knitting this week. We've been doing our advent calendars every day, so I've been trying to keep up with my advent projects. And that has been a little bit of a challenge. Sometimes I've been falling behind, but it hasn't been too bad. But then also, this weekend, so tomorrow, is Avery's birthday party. And I have been running around like a chicken without a head today, trying to get everything done, because not only did I have to go shopping for supplies, I wanted to record because I need to get this, well, I don't need to, but I want to get this up over the weekend, and I'm definitely not going to have time tomorrow. I also had to get some groceries, and then I had to finish up some sewing, and then I had cleaning to do. That is not going to happen. And then I have to go to my aunt's party. She's having her annual tree trimming Christmas party this afternoon, and I have to head over there in about an hour. So I have a feeling that once we get back tonight, it is going to be a very late night, because unfortunately cleaning elves do not exist, and I have to get this house ready for the party tomorrow. But yeah, I wanted to get this in, and I have a little bit to share with you today. I have my projects that I've been working on this week, both my advent projects. I have a new cast on. You had to know I was going to cast on something new, right? Yep, of course I did. And then I have my collection from the fabrics that you voted on the last time. I have some new fabrics to vote on. I have some extra bags. If you've been watching the Vlogmas videos, you might have seen me show my Grumpy Cat Christmas bag. I had some extra fabric, so I thought I'd do a few extra bags, so you'll see that at the end. And then, yeah, I think that is about it. So I'm going to have a quick sip of my lukewarm, half-filled coffee, because that's just the type of day that it has been today. This is a key lime pie flavor. It's quite good. But yeah, it's basically gone. But I did not have time to make a new one, and I probably won't have time after. So this is what we've got. And then let's get started with my projects. So I think I'm going to start with my new cast on. I believe I mentioned in the last episode that I've been really having this urge to start a new project for Avery, and I finally decided to just start it. This yarn you've seen before, I was using it, or I tried to use it with the rainbow sleeve pullover that I just made my friend's little girl. It's the Old Mill knitting yarn here. I got this on a yarn crawl about 2 years ago, and it just wasn't going to work for that project because it says hand wash, and I wanted to make sure that my friend had machine washable yarn in the garment I was making her. However, Avery loves eye searing, retina bursting pink, and so I thought this would be perfect for her. And it's a chunky, so I thought I should have no problem getting this done for Christmas, and that way I could justify it, because while I should not be knitting on projects that are not gift or Christmas related, if I make it a Christmas gift, I can totally fit it into my schedule, right? Right. So this is what I have so far, and what I wanted for this project, what I had in mind for her and this yarn, was just something really big and oversized, a pullover that she could just throw on some leggings, and that would just be really comfy, cozy, and really cute. And I couldn't find anything in my library of patterns that I already owned, so I did end up finding one on Ravelry to purchase, but I have absolutely no regrets about purchasing it, because there was actually a little bundle where there was the kids pattern, and then there was a kind of coordinating adults pattern, and if you bought the two, it was slightly reduced. I totally bought the two. We'll see. Maybe next year I'll make the one for me, but because it's really pretty. But anyway, so what is this pattern called? It is called Little Miss Charming, and I'll also pop up the picture of the adult version too, which is called Lady Charming, and I just think it's really cute. So I started this last night. It goes really fast, which is great. Hopefully I will have this done in no time. And it's top down, so you start with the ribbing at the top, and then you work your way down. And I will admit that this project probably wasn't exactly the type of project that I really need right now. Like in December, I like easy breezy projects that I don't have to think a lot about, and this is not your typical top-down construction. So I went into it thinking it was. I was like, okay, I'll cast on, you know, you put your markers in for your sleeve increases, and then you're just going to take your sleeve stitches off, then work your way down. It's slightly different. So when I started last night, you can see there is a cable at the front here. There's a cable, there's actually two cables that are going to split and get farther apart. And then there's cables going down the sleeves here. So when I started this, after you do the neck ribbing, there's a whole bunch of short row shaping to raise the back up. So this is the back, yeah, the back is plain. So there's a whole bunch of short row shaping. But while you're doing that short row shaping, you're also doing the cables, and the cables on the sleeves are two different cables. So one's where you put the stitches to the back and one's where you put the stitches to the front. So you're keeping track of two different types of cables, you're keeping track of short rows, and then you start getting into this other cable at the front, which is another chart. And I think just at, like, right now, that's not where my brain wanted to be. So I will admit, while it wasn't difficult, it was challenging for me, just because it required more thought than I was willing to put in right now. But I pushed through because now I'm at the part where I just kind of knit straight down. However, I will say again, not a typical top-down construction. So it got to the point where you had to separate, that's the sleeve stitches. And it took me like 20 minutes to figure this out. I had to go onto the Ravelry project pages, look at people who posted progress pictures just to see what they were talking about. Because all you were doing, now I totally understand where she's going with this, but all you were doing was taking off like the 4 or 5 stitches of the shoulder cables, putting those on hold. And now you're working down the front part separately, and then I'll be working down the back part separately, and then joining it around, and then working back down. And then I think picking up around so that this shoulder cable continues down the arm. But for a moment there, I was totally like, what is going on? I was just going into this expecting it to be your standard top-down, like, construction, right? I'm okay with it now. I look forward to continuing it on, because right now it's very easy. I'm just going back and forth, and I just have to follow this one chart, so it's fine. But I think it's going to be really, really cute, because I only have to do this for about 3 inches. I think I'm almost there, and then I just have to do the back, and then I get to start going around and around and around. It's going to be nice and easy breezy, and then the sleeves should be easy breezy. But yeah, I think this is going to be really, really cute on her. For the sizing, I am using the needle suggestion in the pattern, so 6mm, and I think it's working well with this yarn. It's giving a really nice fabric. However, the sizing, oh my goodness, Avery is such a little peanut. Because this is an oversized sweater, they basically gave the finished measurements, and then along with the ages, and then recommended that you take the chest measurement of who you're making it for, and then add about 8 inches for the positive ease. So I was like, okay, I better measure her, just because I wanted to make sure that I got the right size, because the measurements given were with the ease, and of course those are nowhere near what she's going to be. So I measured her. She has a 22.5 inch chest, and when I added the 8 inches for positive ease, it put her like between the size 2-year-old and the size 4-year-old. I'm like, oh my goodness, you're such a peanut. So I'm doing the size 4, and I'm just going to add length where I need. So I'm probably going to follow the size 6 for like any length measurements, but in terms of just for the chest measurement, I'm following the size 4. But yeah, so that's how much I got done so far. I'm hopefully going to be able to work on it a little bit more after the party. I don't think I'm going to be able to touch it until after the party, but I would love to get this done for next week. I think this has the potential to be a really, really fast knit. So yeah, so that was my new cast on. And then the only other thing I've been working on is my advent projects. And unfortunately, before I started recording, Mr. T came to join me on the table, and he has now situated himself right on top of my advent projects. One of them is my mitered square blanket, and he apparently thinks it's just the coziest thing in the world. I hate to move him, but I think I'm going to have to. Seriously, guys, look how cozy he is. How could I move him? Okay, I did it. I'm a horrible person. I moved the cat. He looked so cozy, but that's all the knitting I had. He was like literally sitting right on it. So we are going to start with my Advent scarf. So my mini project that I am making with all the minis that I am opening up from my Advent calendar. Right now, I have my Advent calendar from my friend Jen. Hi, Jen. And I'm also expecting one from my friend Moira. Hi, Moira. But Moira's hasn't arrived yet. The Canada Post strike has really delayed a lot of my packages, and I'm still waiting on that. But I have been having a ton of fun opening up Jen's calendar and putting it into my project every day. So the project I am doing is the Mini Skein Infinity Scarf by Julianne Cole, and she's also the host of the My Muddlings podcast. And this is how it's looking so far. It's just a really easy kind of chevron-shaped scarf. So you're doing some increases and decreases at different points to give you the shape, and then you just keep adding the minis every day, and that's what I've been doing. And I can get a mini in each day without too much trouble. It takes me about 2 hours maybe. So I've been doing this project at night after Avery's in bed, and I can usually get the mini in that night. So Jen included all these little tags with the minis of the yarn and the color name, and so I've just been attaching them as I go, just so I can remember in case I need to refer to them at all. And I just love how they are kind of just weirdly coordinating from mini to mini. So this is where I am so far. Now I am probably 2 minis behind because I have the mini that we opened yesterday. We have not opened our minis for today because Avery is not home right now, and I'm waiting till she gets back tonight to open today's Advent packages. So I'm about 2 behind, so I'm probably going to fall behind on this project again, but hopefully I'll have a little bit more time next week. But I am really, really enjoying this. It's an easy knit. The only change that I've made is that the pattern is written for the stockinette stitch, but I've decided to change it to garter just so that I can knit every row, and then also once it's all joined into a big infinity loop, when I wear it, there's going to be no obvious right side or wrong side, which is what I wanted. So yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that I've picked this so far. I'm enjoying it. And then the other project that I've been working on every day, or mostly every day, is my mitered square blanket. So I have not touched this since probably March, and so my goal so far this month has just been to get in all the scraps from my DVD Desert Vista Dye Works Challenge extras, so the leftovers from my socks, because I wanted them to all be in the same group together. And right now I am all caught up except for December's leftovers. And then after I get that one in, I'm going to be going through all the fingering weight leftovers from projects that I've done throughout the year. So hopefully I'll be able to get them in by the end of December. So this is where I left off. This is where I left off back earlier in the year. I had gotten these done, let's see here. I'd gotten from this corner here. So I'd started here and I'd gotten maybe, it looks like about 5 squares in. And then since then, these have been the rest of my DVD minis. So this was April, this was May, June, July, August, and then September, October, and November. I have one little spot there perfectly waiting for December, and then I'm going to be going up another row and going across with all my fingering weight leftovers. What I'm hoping to do with this blanket, I think I explained this on one of my very, very early episodes, is after I finished working on this last year, I put a black edging around the whole piece that I did, and I put a little tag on it with the year. So that's the little tag there. It says 2017. And what I'm hoping to do is at the end of each year, whatever block of squares I put in for that year, is to border that in black and put a little tag. I want this blanket to go to Avery when she leaves the house, and I just thought it would be really nice to have it be very visual, the progress, my yearly progress on this blanket. So that's why I've decided to edge them and add a little year on there. So hopefully, eventually when she leaves the house, it will be big enough to be a blanket. And yeah, it will be a nice little memento, because a lot of the projects, or a lot of the yarns in this project are from things that I've made her, or myself, or her dad. Like, there's a lot of things that it's, you know, you can talk about memories and stuff like that. That's the whole point. It's Cozy Memories blanket, right? Right. So that's the other thing I've been working on. But at this point, if I don't work on it every day, I don't stress out about it. I'm just trying to get those minis in. I have a basket where I put all the scraps from projects I've actually worked on, and then if I have any squares left to complete a full block, I can pull from some other minis or things that friends have given me and stuff like that. So I'm hoping by the end of the month to have a squared off piece on that blanket. So yeah, those are my Advent projects. And then I just want to say, if you really enjoy watching people open Advent calendars, I have to recommend my friend Carolyn just started her own podcast called the Sheepish Magpie, and she is debuting by sharing all her Advent calendars, and she has some amazing Advent calendars. She has 2 from Miss Babs, she has a perfume one, she has one coming in from the Lemonade Shop. I think it got postponed with the strike as well, and then she has one more yarn one, and I can't remember the name of it, but and she also has a crochet one where you get little crochet projects every day. It's really been really fun to watch her open those all up. So I am going to link her channel below, and if you are interested in watching Advent calendars at all, I definitely recommend you check her out. So I think that's all the knitting that I have for you today. So let's get into the collection. The last time I showed you the fabrics for the vote, the one with the birds is the one that won, so that is what I went with, and I was able to get 3 bags made out of that fabric. So I have a mid buddy, which is my medium drawstring size. I have a bitty buddy, which is my sock drawstring size, and then I was able to get a notion pouch. So this is my smaller notion pouch. I was also able to get a sock set. So I did this one here, and you can see I kind of did the greeny turquoise background with all the speckles, greens and pinks and blacks and grays and all kinds of stuff. And then I did a purple mini. So I really love how this turned out and how it coordinates with the fabric. And then I mentioned that I was able to get some Grumpy Cat bags as well. So these are going to be ready in the shop as well. If you love Christmas, Grumpy Cat Christmas, then here you go. So I have a regular pouch. I have, I'm going to call this like a medium. It wasn't quite a big enough size here. I'll show you to compare. The piece wasn't quite big enough to get a regular pouch out, but you can see it's just missing about that much. So it's still perfectly big enough for like a sock project on the go. It'd be perfect for like if you're working on some Christmas holiday socks or something. But yeah, so I've got kind of a medium size, and then I've got a wee sidekick. So those are going to be in the shop as well. And then I have the next vote. I found some fabrics that were, I mean, they're kind of seasonal, but not too seasonal. This one I thought was just really pretty, and I don't think I've dyed any yarn in these exact colors, so this would be really fun to play with. So this is kind of like a winter one, and there's all these birds and just like little wintry, like winter joy and peace and stuff like that. I thought this was really cute. I love my outdoor birds. I especially love when my cardinals come to my feeders and my little chickadees. They're so cute. So I really enjoyed this fabric. So this is your first choice, let's say winter birds. And then the second one isn't really wintry, but I don't know, it appealed to me as well. So this is kind of like a forest scene, and the colors in this really I thought were interesting as well. So let's say the deer or the forest creature or something foresty. Let me know if you like this one for the next collection. So yeah, those are the 2 fabrics. You can let me know down below which one you think I should do for the next collection. And just remember, any comments on any of my videos go towards a draw that I do at the end of the month for a $20 coupon for my shop. So yeah, that is all I have for you today. I have to close this off and get my little butt moving and finish the rest of the things that I have to do today. I have to pack up, get all my stuff ready to get going to my aunt's. I think I should probably eat something before I go, but we'll see. So yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend and get lots and lots of crafting done. It will surely be more than I will get done, especially tomorrow. But yeah, I will see you soon. Bye.